Hey coconuts, it's your friendly neighborhood PK here, coming to you live, well, live-ish, at 2 o'clock in the morning to discuss and take a first look at this newest update. And we have a lot to cover, so I'm going to try and make this video as short as possible. I will be doing a video separately on the Dark Moon. I will touch up on it a little bit at the end of this video, but I don't really want to delve a lot into it since we haven't actually gotten to experience it yet. So, but we're going to take a look at all the other things that they've done. We have a lot of user interface improvements here, which I'm super happy to see. Main thing is that I am stoked about anyhow is the new heroes. Now there's 3 new heroes. If you come into your packs and over to your equipment, that's going to be where you're going to find Lonnie. He's pretty affordable. He's going to be traded in infantry, and he's going to come with the mighty Rune of Blades. Each one of these heroes is going to be traded differently and is going to come with the corresponding mighty rune. So there's also Angela, who's traded an archer, and she comes with the mighty cruelty rune. She's going to be available in the Dark Moon shop. And then the coolest looking one, I feel, is Death Lord, and he's traded in Cav, and he's going to be available in the True World shop. He's going to have the mighty rune of lethality. Now, of course, any of these heroes can be retraded in whatever trait you want to put them in. So that's pretty convenient. And he's fairly affordable. I'm not sure what the other ones are going to cost, but we can at least see what Lonnie cost. We also have some new portraits. Anything that touches on individualizing your lord or lady is pretty exciting to me. So we have this Dark Moon set here, which is Dracula, Queen, and King. And they're available in the Dark Moon shop. And then we also have Feylord and Ivor. Now, they promised 6 portraits, and I only see 4, so I don't know if I'm missing 2, or if maybe a couple more are going to pop up somewhere. But yeah. We need more females, though. Dracula Queen just isn't cutting it for me. Maybe I'm being a little picky. We also have a change to our interface with the Outer Castle skins. So if you happen to have a lot of tickets, like I do for the fishbowl looking one, I can now choose to extend the duration of time or cut it down depending on how many tickets I have and the amount of time that I want to use. So that's pretty convenient. Please don't take a shot every time I say convenient or super excited in this video, or any video, actually. Another convenient feature is going to be the added icon for Ancient Magic, which is going to be just under your Lord window. And that'll bring you right to your magic. They finally added unity buffs to Sanctuary and Cat battles. So that'll be very interesting to see how that will play out. Multiple members can attack at once without getting bounced off. Reinforcement windows have improved, and rally attack pop-up windows have also occurred. I did notice when I go to set a rally, I'll just set a rally on this duder here. If you look at the screen, it automatically shows what I have thrown in there, instead of coming into the actual window itself and having to look. So that's pretty sweet. It should be throwing a pop-up window to my other teammates as well to let them know that a rally was set, and they can easily add in through that window. Hero skills have changed as well. I shouldn't say they've changed. Again, they've had a convenience feature added. If you hold your finger down on the skill enhance box, it's going to add multiple levels at once without you having to continually press and tap on it. You can also now reset your skills, as well as continue to swap out your world skills. I know a lot of people have been wanting the reset skills, so that's definitely player friendly there. Town mode has a bulk complete tab now. So if we come down into our town mode, you hit a quest, and then much like your research, you can tap over and finish all of them if you want to at once. The only downfall to this is that you cannot change your buffs. So I would recommend doing your buffs individually first and then doing the bulk feature at the end. But for kicks and giggles, we'll just go ahead and do it. Ta-da! Kingdom storage has had a bonus to it, so I'm expecting to see some larger amount of kingdom tickets in packs, because it's had quite a bit of an uplift. Everything that you were able to do before is now doubled. So before you can only donate 2 items per person, now you could donate 4. The kingdom as a whole could only do 10 items as a whole. Now you can do 20. And then individually you could only claim up to 5 items before, but now you can claim up to 10. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at my claim. But if you come into the donate window, you can see that there's quite a bit more than there was before. I'm particularly really excited about the 300% gathering boost. There's also 50% march speeds, level 40 gear chest, and a variety of other things that weren't there before. So that's pretty exciting. There's also now, if you go into your equipment or go into your codex, there's some other convenience features added into there. So if I tap on an item, I can decide to obtain it, and it'll show me where I can get materials for this item, or I can craft it directly through there. If I'm more interested as a set, if you click on the set, it'll also have the craft set equipment icon on the lower left. Temple contracts. Those have also gotten a bit of a boost. If we look at those, the screen has had a bit of a change, and it'll also automatically show you how many contract stones that you have. Now again, those contract stones are used to change your contract if you want to change it before the initial 7 days is up. So if I wanted to go ahead and change it to, let's say I want troop HP, it would say 7 days have not passed. Do I want to use my contract stone? Yes. And then it'll show me how many I have remaining. Alliance research can now be bulk donated as well. Go into your alliance and research, pick one, and when you choose to donate, you can then scroll up and donate however many that you possibly can, depending on your resources available and or any alliance medals if they're needed. Victorious Sanks will now show you the exact amount that people have done. So instead of rounding it off, or in addition to rounding it off, it'll also show you the exact point. not just in the daily ranking, but also in the Hall of Fame. Another convenience feature that they've added is the contents in chest. So if we come into here and we see, like in the special gold event, that there is a selections chest available. For example, gold event tier 11 has a selections chest. If you tap on it, it'll show you what the contents are. So we can now see we get one selections chest. However, it also shows that you get 100 of them. So it shows you exactly what's going to be within it. There's also, in your equipment, there's a bulk enhancement feature that's been added. I don't necessarily know if I have any. Let's see. I'm gonna go to heroes. Okay, so if I want to enhance that, enhance, enhance, enhance. I could do it by one, or much like the research and the other things here, there's these arrows. I could choose to enhance it 17 times at once if I wanted to. Boom. So that is, what am I going to say? Convenient. It's convenient. I like it. We also have some sanc and capital war changes that have occurred, and a lot of these are only occurring while capital war is in battle. For example, you're only able to port into the Black Forest without a shield. Now, that's not going to apply right now because capital war is not engaged. However, when it is, you'll only be able to port into here if you don't have a shield. One of the good things about that, though, however, is that you're automatically going to get bonuses when you're in the Black Forest. And depending on what event it is, whether it's in True World, whether it's in your home kingdom, whether it's a sanc battle or capital, it can be anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 HP buff and all sorts of other boosts. So there are going to be things that are going to help the individual. However, you can only participate in capital wars in the Black Forest. So you can't, for example, port out here and decide to fight for capital from there instead. There's going to be a lot of changes on the amount of marches that can go in. From what I understand, it's only one march per person, per individual. So it's going to make more players have to be engaged. Once you obtain the capital or sanctuary, there's going to be buffs that come along with that. And those buffs are going to be basically only good for 5 minutes, and they're going to diminish after every minute by 20% until it's at 0 at the end of 5 minutes. Which is going to be good for allowing other alliances to try and fight for it as well. So basically expect it to be passed every 5 minutes. I kind of like this idea because especially if you have a kingdom where only one kingdom can be in control of the capital, or maybe only two. If there's other alliances that may not have as strong of players, but they have a full alliance or a lot of active players, then they'll be able to fight for the capital as well, theoretically. Because it's not so much about having 1 or 2 or 3 super powerful people, but about the amount of people. Because with each lord or lady comes a full march. And if only one person can send in one march, then a mass or more higher amount of people will make a difference. Again, you guys, I'm approaching like 3 a.m. now, so cut me some slack. My words have gone. So I'm pretty excited about those changes too. While it's different, and I think it's going to change, or I think it's going to take adjusting, I still think it's going to bring some really interesting changes. Another really cool thing is they've added the block login feature, which will allow you to block any other device from logging into your account other than the one that you are on. However, you must have your account linked to an email. Now, it's not showing up for me on mine, and I think it's because I'm linked in through Google Play. But there should be a little cogwheel to the right of the sign-in with email, and that'll be where you're going to click in order to block the other accounts. I think that's an excellent feature that we've needed for a really long time. Now, starting tomorrow, we are going to have Dark Moon, and that's a sanc scramble. Now, if you come out into the world, you could take a look, and you're going to see there's down the purple Dark Moon. We're going to click on that, showing the time before you enter. Of course, if I click enter here, nothing's going to happen because it's not actually open yet. But this is going to be really cool. It looks a little complicated, but I think once we get used to it and get to actually like interact with the interface, it won't be as complicated as it seems. Now, this is going to be a long-term KVK-like battle, kind of similar to what we see in True World, but very, very different. It has a wider map, and there's going to be territory sancs, imperishable fortresses, dark moon temples, magic towers. That's going to be just some of what you're going to be able to take over. Now, there is a signet shop in which you're going to be able to purchase these signets. And you can use your resources in order to purchase these. There's going to be levels to them, levels 1 through 5. I think, anyhow, is what it seems like. And those signets will be used to buy various things, but most importantly, mercenaries. It's going to be those mercenary troops that you are going to use while in Dark Moon. You can't use your regular troops. So these mercenaries are going to be just like your regular troops. They're going to be T6, T7s, and strat troops. And you can have up to 1 million of them per lord or lady in Dark Moon. You'll then use those to take over any of those other. I've mentioned the magic towers, dark moon temples, the territory sancs, etc. By taking those over and also completing the events, you're going to get tokens for the Dark Moon shop, much like we see with True World shop, and that's going to have various things like Radiant Chest, Crimson Steel Chest, Crimson Agility and Outcry, and various other Crimson Chest resources, and all that, and more. You'll be able to search for a border territory, and basically there's going to be target achievement rewards for doing all sorts of things. The Alliance to get the first 10,000 points seems like they're going to get an achievement reward. This is from what I've been reading. Now, this of course is beta, so any of this can change. And this isn't exactly a Dark Moon video in itself, although I will be doing one, but just generally glossing over what I have read. There's going to be 10 free signets every day that you'll be able to purchase through that signet shop. So you want to make sure that you're logging in and getting those so you can recruit even more mercenaries. Now, there's going to be all sorts of events and rewards, and that's going to be for imperishable fortress conquest, number of owned alliance signets, number of territories, accumulative conquest points, rank 1 in alliance events, neutral troops killed, and kill troops. Lots of these are levels 1 through 5. There's going to be a lot of opportunity to place in these events and to get all sorts of goodies. So this sounds really exciting. I'm pretty stoked about it. There's also been some improvements in Domination. It's kind of been up for debate, but I think that these are going to be really good improvements. There's going to be city battle buffs for those that have been participating and battling in cities. Death Knight is going to appear randomly, and it kind of alludes to appearing more often because it did say that the rate is going to be changed. What seems to be a little bit up for debate is the city battle restrictions. So both alliance and individual. Not only R5 can make these restrictions, but they can choose to have only the main alliance fight in a particular battle or a particular city. They can also choose to restrict a certain individual from playing. And I think where a lot of that comes from, a lot of people are afraid that that's going to be kicking out the smaller players and only allowing the bigger players. But I think what it's really going to be about and what it's more often going to be used for is that a lot of the times when when you're fighting over a map and you're taking over these smaller alliances are actually playing for the opposite team. They may be that opposite team's farms or subs or whatever it is. And so sometimes what happens is those opposite teams sabotage. They throw smaller tiered troops into the defending AC, and so it'll be a way to stop that from happening, maybe to stop subbed alliances from playing if they're playing for the other team, or to stop individuals from doing that. Or if there's, a lot of times, if there's only 20 players playing, some of the smaller players fill those up, and there's no bigger players in there to help them. So they could take out some of the smaller players to replace bigger players to help that city as a whole. Or if there's just subs that aren't listening. A lot of the times we have subs that just don't listen. If we say, hey, this other alliance needs to win, don't join this, and we have 3, 4, 7 people join anyway. And so I think overall it's going to be really good. So I think that's about it. There's also been some improvements in Alliance War. The tab there's going to be a drop-down tab that shows you what league has a different point value system. It seems like none of the points have gone down depending on the league, but a lot of the points have gone up. So that's also good. Invasion rewards, block player, auto hunt, dimension battles, they've all had little tweaks here that offer improvements. So this has been a really, really big update. And I'm, so far when I've been going through things, I haven't seen much of anything that's glitching yet, but we always have certain glitches after every update. But they always fix them really quickly, so if we do, don't freak out. Definitely check out everything. The new packs that come out look really good too. They have the new Yggdrasil, I think it's how it's pronounced. So after this came out, I actually Googled it from my old video, and I did have someone also comment on the video. This is a Norse, basically the tree of life, and this Yggdrasil tree is an old ash tree that sits in the middle of Asgard, and the gods and goddesses live in it. I think that's so cool that that's been brought into the game. It does give you a bonus, so these castle skin tickets will give you a temp bonus or boost for having them, so that's really neat. And these packs give you a little bit of everything. Gives you a whole bunch of speeds, dimensional AP, resources, as well as sulfur. Overall, I'm super excited about this. What do you guys think so far? I know this is brand new, so it's kind of just like a first looks video, but I'm pretty optimistic over all the changes, even if they are a little overwhelming. Let me know what you guys think. I have a video that will be coming out for Dark Moon, so I'll probably start filming that tomorrow or the next day. Just kind of going into that. We also have True World coming out on the 27th, so definitely want to prepare for that. And we have a new monster event that'll be coming out too, either this week or next week. I'll have to look at the forum to be sure. Lots of good changes this month, you guys. Make sure you check out our website at www.ironthroneelite.com. Like and subscribe because I love you all. And until next time.